Level 5 Diploma in Education and Training. Unit D, Wider Professional Practice and Development in Education and Training. Enhanced Limited Copyright 2019. Professionalism versus dual professionalism. Professionalism is your ability to carry out a professional role. For example, a hairdresser must be able to carry out consultations, provide the treatment or service required by the client, maintain a high level of customer service and carry out other important tasks within the workplace, such as booking appointments and cleaning the work area. Dual professionalism is a term used to describe multifaceted roles in which you are a professional in both your industry specialism and teaching/training. A teacher of hairdressing would be in a dual professional role, as they would need to be up to date in both hairdressing and teaching. Professional values and how they influence practice. Every teacher/trainer will have their own professional values that they should try to carry across into all aspects of their work. Below is a table with a few examples of what these could be. Commitment to CPD influences practice by being aware of and keeping up with changes within own specialism. Raising personal standards. Supporting own career development. Inspire, motivate and raise aspirations of learners influences practice by sharing own passion for specialism. Inspiring learners and colleagues, encouraging them to further explore specialist area. Showing value to the learners. Be creative and innovative in selecting teaching approaches influences practice by improving teaching methods, leading to improved results in learners. Using technologies to engage learners. Improve the potential of learners. Social, political and economic factors on education policy. Education and training is influenced by political, social and economic factors in ways that are often difficult to predict. For example, in the 1960s and 70s, grammar schools and secondary moderns merged to form comprehensive schools, the rationale being that less able students would benefit from the more able students, and vice versa. A more recent example of educational policy change is the focus on STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, a cohesive interdisciplinary approach to 4 subjects which are interlinked and require similar skills. The focus on STEM is largely related to predictions regarding the future job market. Academies and free schools. Academy schools are state-funded by the Department for Education and are independent of local authority control. They do not have to follow the national curriculum but must ensure that their teaching is broad and balanced. Free schools are a type of academy that gives teachers and parents the opportunity to create their own school. Unlike other academies, free schools are governed by non-profit charitable trusts. Academies and free schools are a topic for debate because of the way they stray away from the national curriculum and allow teachers without QTS/QTLS to work within them. Some people are concerned that these schools are a waste of money, provide lower quality education and are a way of privatizing schools within the UK. However, others consider academies and free schools to be a positive, pointing to the early improvement in GCSE results following the changes made, as well as the freedom that teachers at these schools have when building a curriculum. Prevent. Prevent is part of the government strategy contest, aimed at tackling all forms of radicalization and terrorism in the UK. It looks at safeguarding children and adults and providing early intervention to stop people supporting or becoming involved in terrorism. Within all workplaces, in the education sector or elsewhere, it is important that staff are able to spot potential signs of radicalization so that vulnerable individuals can be provided with the necessary services and support. British values. As part of the Prevent strategy, the government emphasised the importance of teaching British values in all UK schools. These values are democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, mutual respect, tolerance of those of different faiths and beliefs. Impact on your specialism. These 3 examples highlight the way social, political and economic factors might impact upon your specialism. The withdrawal of funding for equivalent or lower-level qualifications by the UK government in 2007 had massive ramifications and caused many organisations to go into administration. In 2016, the Joseph Rowntree Foundation researched the basic literacy and numeracy skills of adults in the UK. The investigation showed that 1 in 5 adults lacked these basic skills. The apprenticeship program was launched to provide on-the-job training to students to not only gain skills but complete a qualification alongside. This initiative was put in place to increase the economic growth of the UK and provide more jobs for young adults. Role of stakeholders and external bodies. Stakeholders are individuals or groups that have a direct stake in the running of the organisation. This might include teachers, leaders, pupils, parents, governors and local community members, etc. Stakeholders may be internal or external, central or peripheral, and influential or marginal. Examples of internal stakeholders include staff, pupils and governors, i.e. people involved in the actual school. External stakeholders, in comparison, have an interest in the school but are not involved in it directly, for example, a social care organisation. Accountability to, and working in partnership with stakeholders. It is important to be aware of the needs of stakeholders and to meet these needs where possible. For example, an external stakeholder like Ofsted requires that certain standards are met within educational establishments. As stated on their website, Ofsted's aim is to achieve excellence in education and skills for learners of all ages, and in the care of children and young people. Being accountable to Ofsted means that practitioners must ensure that they deliver learning in a way that meets the national standard. It is important to work in partnership with stakeholders like Ofsted because it means that the organisation can make improvements where required and consistently meet standard requirements. Impact on curriculum design. How can being accountable to stakeholders impact on the curriculum design, delivery and assessment? There are many different elements or criteria that a teacher/trainer is required to meet to ensure that the subjects and study programs are delivered correctly. Considering the impact on curriculum design could involve, for example, ensuring that work booklets or resources correctly meet the standards advised by the awarding body. Being accountable means preparing learners and giving them the tools, information and skills to succeed. Organizational context. There will be numerous policies within your organization that must be followed in addition to the legal requirements from the government. These policies will cover a range of areas, including health and safety, safeguarding, codes of practice, codes of conduct, behavior, anti-bullying. Think about the policies of your organization. How do these impact on curriculum and practice? Quality improvement and quality assurance arrangements. Quality improvement and assurance arrangements are put into place to ensure that the standards of delivery within an organization are maintained and constantly improved. Teachers/trainers are subject to frequent review so that they are able to see and understand the areas they excel in and areas in which they could improve. Staff meetings are also useful for this purpose, as it means that colleagues are able to discuss items which may be problematic and find solutions that will suit all members of staff. Additionally, organizations generally have opportunities for feedback to be given, both internally and externally, so that any complaints or issues can be dealt with efficiently and effectively. Self-assessment, self-evaluation and the quality cycle. Self-assessment and evaluation are crucial to improving practice. Understanding what we do well and what we need to improve on is a key part of being a proficient practitioner. When we know the areas in which we need to improve, we can start making practical steps towards doing so. Example. Shael is a maths teacher in a secondary school. Whilst she is a creative and enthusiastic teacher, she knows from her review sessions that she falls down when it comes to marking. She discusses the matter with her colleagues and decides on a plan of action. From now on, she will mark work immediately after each lesson, so that she isn't left with a daunting amount at the end of the day. This makes things easier for her in terms of workload, as well as ensuring that her learners receive quick feedback. Evaluating a learning program. A learning program is a scheme that is designed to help learners achieve a particular skill or knowledge set. For example, if you were a trainee hairdresser, one learning program might be understanding how to use hair dye. What you should be looking for during the evaluation: reaction, the reaction of the learners and how they felt about the learning experience. Learning, was their knowledge increased? Did they learn what they were supposed to learn? Behavior, did learners use their knowledge? Were the relevant skills used? Results, this measures the impact of the training. Copy and paste this information when referencing to this document.